to a homespun house. I'm Molly and I am greeting you from extremely sunny morning here in Berlin. And I'm doing wonderful. I actually and honestly thought it has been a month since I last podcast, and I had to look at the forum and see that it's only been a teeny bit over 2 weeks. So that is wonderful. I am very happy about that, that I didn't go on too long of a break. Our little Ruby Sue has been born. She was born May 11th at 3:23 in the morning. I had a home birth with her. It was so fantastic. My labor was 2.5 hours all in all. And yeah, we're just really, really over the moon in love with her, and she and Elodie are doing wonderfully together. Elodie is our daughter. She's 3.5 years old, and it was just wonderful to have that at-home birth and to have Elodie wake up in the morning and be able to see her. Maybe I'll talk a little bit more about that in the end, but I have been doing a bit of knitting in between here and there, and the whole week waiting for her to be born because she was a week late, whatever late means. As you guys know, I'm so not into these due dates because whoever has their child on their due date. So anyway, I have been doing a bit of knitting. The first thing that I did is I went ahead and I finished my Mama Ruffles shawl. I decided to not go ahead and do the second applied border because that's what this was. This was an applied border. And once I really got working on it, it went fast enough. I believe this is by Christina Wall. I'm not exactly sure. I'm so sorry if I have your name wrong. I never use show notes. I just go as I go, and I go with the flow. And yeah, so I knit this out of Drops Alpaca Lace. I doubled the yarn, and it smells beautifully because I, of course, soaked it in Tuft Woolens. This time I believe I used Vanilla Almond, which again, I'm sure you guys know, I am not a vanilla fan. I do not like the smell of vanilla generally, but something about that soap, as Kristen from Wool & Vine Yarn says, she needs to make a perfume out of it. I would wear it. It's really wonderful. And I don't know why I'm showing you guys this folded up. It doesn't even make sense. So this is the way that it turned out. It is, I would say it's a shawlette type. And here is it on. It's really soft. It's an alpaca silk blend, and I really love the color. I'm not sure how much wear I'll get out of this. I haven't worn it since I finished it, and I finished it maybe 2 weeks ago. I think it's maybe kind of more of a shawl that I will keep over my shoulders. And I'm not so sure about wearing it more as a hanky style. I haven't even really played with it. I just kind of finished it, blocked it, well, soaked it and blocked it. Soaking has been, it's become something that Elodie and I always do together, and she loves soaking the yarn. She loves putting it in there. She loves kind of pushing it into the water and then rolling it in the towel and stomping on it. She just adores, yeah, she just really, really loves washing hand knits. So then the next thing that I finished is, well, some socks that I already showed you. So here they are. They are so beautiful. I love this yarn more than anything. I just think the dye is absolutely stunning. And I knit these for Ruby along with 3 other pair of socks. The same exact design, same exact pattern. And it's one that I kind of made up before she was born. So I had really no idea about how those socks would knit up or how they would fit or anything. I just kind of designed, went away, and thought about basically what sort of a pattern would fit a baby. And then Ruby Sue Elodie always calls her Ruby Sue, which is so cute. Whenever anyone asks what her name is, she says, Ruby Sue, Ruby Sue. No, she says Ruby Sue. And it's really sweet. So I've started calling her Ruby Sue. Elodie's middle name is Sue as well, after my grandma Sue. And but we just call Elodie Elodie. And I think Ruby Sue has kind of, I think that's kind of what her name will be, more so, where her middle name is stated, just because. How cool is that? Her name is Ruby after my great-grandmother, my grandmother Sue's mother, and then her middle name is Sue after my grandma. So really neat, I think, to acknowledge both names. So I'm knitting right now on something, which I'll show you in just a minute, in case you wonder, what does she keep looking down for? What is she doing? So back to the socks. So I knit those socks, and then someone has a little cough. I knit those socks, and then Ruby Sue was born, and I tried them on her, and they were a little bit long. So, I mean, they fit okay, but the foot is a little bit long. I should have knit them or closed them up here where the purple started. But I didn't. So maybe those will fit later. I'm not sure. The legs aren't that big that I can't really see them fitting later. So then I received these from one of you lovely ladies, and I love these. They are so simple. When I first saw them, I was a little curious if they would stay on well, because the ribbing is really short. It's maybe just 2 centimeters or an inch, and that's all. So I thought, will those stay on? But the funny thing is this is the hand knit that she has been wearing every single day. No joke. She has worn these every single day. And so I thought, I need to copy this. I have no idea what pattern she used. I just looked at it, counted her stitches, and figured out the gauge. And then I knit a pair out of some Linné yarn in the Roxanne colorway. And these just finished blocking last night. She had them on today, but it's a little bit warmer with it being so sunny outside that I took them off. Now she has some baby booties on so that I can show her socks that I knit. And she's actually wearing my Whispering Pines shawl as a blanket as she sleeps. Because I want to show you I don't want to show the hand knits that people gave me that she's been wearing a lot, just because I don't know how fair that is. So I'm showing you, I mean, obviously I've said, these ones she's been wearing every day. You can see, it's little baby socks. How do baby socks pill? By wearing them every day. So today she's 11 days old, which is ridiculous. So these are the socks that I knit. I'll probably knit one more pair. I think 3 pair is more than enough. We have summer coming, and I think changing 3 pair in and out is perfect. I haven't decided on the yarn yet. It hardly uses any yarn, so I'll have fun picking out a random mini skein of sock yarn for that. So I chose 3 items that I've knit that she has been wearing all the time. I've just realized that I forgot the baby aviatrix that I knit, because she has been wearing that every time we go outside. We've been outside, I think maybe 4 times since she's been born, just to get Elodie from Kita, playing at the park. We went to her first doctor appointment, which went really well. That was yesterday. I ended up having to walk way more than I should have for being 10 days after giving birth. I think I maybe walked a total of 2.5, 3 kilometers, which wasn't very good. So every single night when Ruby goes to bed, she sleeps inside of this sleeping sack. And I knit this for Elodie, obviously years ago, and Elodie never used it. Elodie to this day still hates wearing blankets. And Ruby doesn't mind at all. She doesn't kick them off. She sleeps with this on. I knit this with some really old vintage stash, and I mean vintage stash. that was my Grandma Sue's. She gave this to me when I was quite young, and I had just been holding on to it forever. It was a virgin wool, a really pretty mint colorway. I hope it shows up well. And Ruby's already pooped on this once because Robert tends to not close her diapers tight enough, so she often explodes out of her leg. And it happened on here. So this has already been washed and dried, and I hung it over the heater because it needed to dry for that evening. She wears this every single night, and it's been fantastic. So I love this. I don't think I used any pattern for this. I completely designed it, and it's perfect. It's the perfect size. She stays nice and cozy in there. And then this is a little sweater that I designed out of some hand spun yarn that I got from Nicole C. Mendez, who is local here in Germany. And these little sweet buttons are from Maya of the Wool Barn. I love them. I've used them for a lot of different projects. I don't think I have many left, but they're perfect for baby knits. They're natural looking, they're pretty, and they're sweet. You can use them on boys or girls. Hand knit items. So she wears this every time. I put her in the Moby. When she's in her stroller, she'll wear a little bit warmer sort of baby sack jacket type of thing that's one whole piece. But when I carry her in the Moby, which has been every time we go outside except for once, the time that I had to walk 2.5-3 kilometers, she was in the Moby, so das war ein bisschen anstrengend, and you get what I mean. So yeah, I really love this. It's really nice, really soft, warm. I've been wondering where the rest of this ball is. Where did I put it? I don't know what I want to knit with it or have any plans to knit with it, but it's so soft. I did a really nice job spinning this, and I'm so happy with the way that it turned out. It's just sweet. And then the third and final thing, you could say fourth, since like I said, the baby apiatrix is one of them, but I just forgot to bring it with, is this. It's my spiral blanket of awesomeness. And I knit this out of some mini skeins and some leftover yarn from previous projects. Almost all of it are MCN bases, which is really nice. It's so soft. I love this. Elodie uses it sometimes when she's on the couch when Ruby isn't using it. But anytime during the day when Ruby is just relaxing or sleeping, she sleeps with this because I'm awake and I can see her, and there's no problem about it going over her face, which is the nice thing about the cocoon, is there's no way that can go over her face. It just stays under her arms, and then she goes to bed with a cardigan or something on, because we have no air conditioning, no heat, or we have heat, but we never turn the heat on. So our house is quite cool in the evening. We often have the windows open, and we just dress her nice and warm. She sleeps well with the cool weather, with the cool fresh air, and so do we, of course. So I absolutely adore this blanket. I would really like to knit another one. For who, for what, I have no idea. Maybe for Elodie. I have some mini skeins that Sarah from Love Sock Wool. She has a project bag shop. She has a podcast, which is fabulous. She sent me, and I haven't used any of those. So I've been thinking about using those for a spiral blanket of awesomeness, because the mini skeins that she sent me fit me to a T. They are so perfect. They're so beautiful. I don't know, I've kind of been wanting to use them as a project together, because they don't necessarily flow together, but something about them, every one of them is perfectly matched for me. So I would really kind of, quite an oxymoron statement, like to do something with them together. And there's a feather inside of this blanket. So Another spiral blanket of awesomeness. I don't know. And this is such a fantastic pattern. I knit that because Sarah Stevens from O Loop's Yarn Shop and podcast, in the beginning of their podcast, had talked about how much she loved knitting this and how it was such a wonderful baby gift. And I thought, oh my goodness, I've got to knit that. And I started that one before I was even pregnant with Ruby. So those are 3 baby knits that I really, really love. I'm still, as always, working on my featherweight cardigan. This is a design by Hannah Fedig, and I am knitting this out of Vine Yarns, Kristen's Volca base in the fairy hair colorway. And this is just kind of, I'm taking my time with this. I have a bit of it done. I believe that's how far I am since last time. I can't remember if I moved the stitch marker. I hope I did. And I'm really enjoying it. I'm using my Knit Pro Rosewood needles, 3.5 millimeter size, and I love these needles. I am really, really enjoying knitting them. I'm using them for 2 projects, this one and another shawl that I cast on, which I'll show you in just a minute. And I love them. So I have a little bit more to do on the body, and then obviously the sleeves, and then the border. Why can I never think of what to call this when I'm podcasting? I have no idea. But anyway, so that's the featherweight cardigan by Hannah Fedig. It's really fun. Right now I'm at a completely mindless section where it's just knit the row, purl the row, knit the row, purl the row. And I've already knit this cardigan, and I'm going to show that to you today because this one has been languishing for a very long time. Over a year, I believe. So I have this in the first project bag that anyone ever gave me. And this is just a really neat, sweet boxed project bag from my friend Sherilyn. And I don't even know when she gave this to me, 2 years ago, maybe. So this is my featherweight cardigan. The sleeves are finished. The body is finished. It just needs the ribbing around the sleeves. And the collar, I don't know, the collar, the front bands around. And I just want to get this finished. I really, really, really would like to get this finished. And I think I could finish it in a week if I have the yarn. So it needs to be done now. I feel like it's getting too long. So Maya from the Wool Barn completely surprised me. I've shown you guys this yarn before, and she sent me this yarn. And at the time I thought that I would make Robert some socks with it. So it's just a really pretty aqua, or I wouldn't say aqua, kind of feathered blue. And it's gorgeous, and it goes really well with my featherweight cardigan. And while I thought that I would knit the border and the cuff of the sleeve in a gray, I think this will be fine. And it's yarn that I have, and I can get this project finished because I really, really want to finish it. I would love to wear it in the fall. And I just want to have it off of my needles because 2 featherweights on the needles. Come on, one of them needs to get off. So I am quite sure that I will go ahead and use that blue. I think it will look nice. So let's hope that next time you guys see me, I have that caked up and on the needles. Because I haven't opened this project bag in so long, I'm finding little goodies in here. This hand cream that someone sent me a while ago that smells heavenly, and I haven't used it, obviously, since the last time that I opened my project bag. It is chamomile scented, but there are obviously other things in there because it does not just smell like chamomile. And that yarn was the Query Fiber Arts, because I know when I show that yarn, people go a little bit crazy, and everybody wants that colorway because it's absolutely stunning. The next thing that I worked on, I'm over. I know that sounds so terrible, and I desperately wanted to have a crochet blanket, but I'm over it, and I have no idea what I'm going to do with it. So I added 8 squares, 2, 4, 6, 8. I guess, I have no idea. I really have no idea. The problem is I joined them as I went along. So there really is no way that I can detach them, because it would have been nice if I could have made them into a blanket for Elodie's doll or something. But now that it's like this, I have no idea. I mean, it's not long enough for a scarf. It's not long enough for a cowl. It's cotton, so it's like, what are you going to do with it? I'm not enjoying it at all anymore. So, do I throw it away? Does that seem crazy? What would you guys do with this? I don't want to add anything more onto it. I'm not enjoying it anymore. I don't know what I'll do with the yarn. So that kind of stinks. So that's that project. I really wanted to use the yarn. It's Drops Paris, I think. Just a 100% cotton yarn. And just not feeling it. I'm just not really enjoying it. I'm really enjoying crocheting, but it's just because I wanted to go too crazy and do too many color changes, it didn't work out. So that completely stinks. And I don't know. I want to be crocheting something though, which is the thing that is the saddest. So I think I mentioned before that Sarah from Love Sockwell just has a really plain it's not granny square, it's just really simple crochet blanket that she's doing with all of her leftovers. They obviously have to be a bit bigger, the mini skeins or the leftovers, because crochet eats up so much yarn. And I know that each stripe in her blanket, maybe two stripes uses a ball of yarn. So I've thought about doing that. That seems like a really just kind of popcorny, relaxing project, but I don't know. We'll see where crocheting takes me in the future. So the next thing that I have been working on, and the next thing that I cast on, is a campsite shawl. So I had mentioned that I really, really wanted to knit one of these. And Danny from the Little Bobbins Knits podcast, I think she's knit 2 of them. I believe the first one was a purple alpaca, and the second one, could it be a navy blue? I don't remember. But I really wanted to knit one as well, because the way that she talked about it just kind of made me fall in love with it as well, and made me think, gosh, this really sounds like such a fun knit. It uses up a lot of yarn. It uses larger yarn than I'm used to, DK, for making a shawl. And I really love just big, lofty, soft shawls. And I don't have one. And I really want more shawls in my collection, because the only shawl that I ever really wear is my Whispering Pines shawl. That's it, as far as hand knit shawls go. So I finally decided on the Knitting Rose yarns, and this is her Swiss Bloom yarn base. So I decided on the yellow color in 50% fine alpaca, 30% merino wool, and 20% silk. This is the driftwood base. And you guys, I am having the time of my life knitting this. It is so much fun. I am out of 4 different sections. I'm on the 3rd section. So this is how much I have finished. It is big, like, so I don't know how to show you this, but this is how much I have done. And this will block out massive. I mean, this is, I feel like this will go to my knees. Probably not really to my knees, but I think it will be very large. And I have just been having so much fun knitting this. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. And the pattern is by Alicia Plummer. And it's so much fun. There is one error in the pattern with one of the eyelet rounds. And the rounds are every 4 rows is you know, this lace eyelet pattern. So it's really, it just flows so nicely. You have 3 very relaxing rounds. The rounds with the eyelets are relaxing as well. You may need to count a little bit, but it changes up so much that it's just such a relaxing knit. And it's funny because when I first printed out the pattern, I looked at it and I put it away and I thought, oh my goodness. I just saw all of these, there are so many charts. I think there are 8 charts in all. And I just saw all of these charts and I thought, no way, like, so this is the way it looks finished. I thought, no way, this is just way, I don't think that I will be able to relax. I'll just have to sit and look at the chart the whole time. And that is not the case at all. Like I said, it's been a really popcorny knit. It's been so relaxing. I've really enjoyed knitting on it. And I've just been using a Progress Keeper from a Homespun House shop, which I own. And this one is just a super sweet little thimble. I haven't listed these in the shop yet. I haven't done anything for the shop, I believe, in the last maybe 2 weeks. Orders still have been coming in, not for bags, but for stitch markers and Progress Keepers and brooches, earrings, buttons, things like that. But I would really love to get some project bags up in the shop soon. If you guys have been writing me emails to my Homespun House email address, I wouldn't have gotten it. I haven't been looking in the shop emails at all. I've kind of taken a little break. I've been doing your orders, but I mean, I just had a baby, so I haven't had much time for work, and I feel like I shouldn't really be working so much. I'm just enjoying some relaxing time, some time with Ruby, when she's awake, of course, and yeah, so it's been nice, and I have really been enjoying this shawl, and it's been really fun because I'm curious when I cast it on. I know it's in my projects, but I think I was still pregnant with Ruby. I had to have been. And this has just kind of become kind of my Ruby shawl. I've been knitting on it during the end of my pregnancy. The last couple of days it could only have been, and while she's been here, so that's kind of been a fun kind of memorial knit. I really want to cast on the Swedish spring shawl by Maria. She does the, oh my goodness, why can I not remember? This is so terrible. Swedish, Stitched in Sweden, I think. I can't believe I can't remember this. Maria, I watch your podcast. I think it's called Stitched in Sweden podcast. I have baby brain right now, I guess, and I can't think of anything. And it is just such a wonderful podcast. And she has been coming out with patterns really quickly lately. I have no idea how she's been doing it. I don't know if she has a job outside of the house, or if now she's kind of taking over being a knitwear designer as a job. I have no idea. I don't know if she's mentioned that. Maria, what do you do? yeah, so I really want to knit her Swedish Spring shawl. And there's a knit along in her group going on for that. I believe it started at the beginning of this month and it finishes June 5th, which is her birthday. Maria was so nice and gifted me the pattern, and I had been kind of lusting after it for a little while, slowly seeing more and more shawls being knit up on Instagram and just falling in love with what people have been doing for it. Most of the shawls have been knit in just solid colorways, and I thought it would be really fun to use one of these. Now these are so different. They will obviously give a completely different look to the shawl, but I thought about knitting it either in the Woolen Vine yarn Jilted Rose in her blitzed base. It's a 70-55 or 75-20 and then 5 merino nylon stellina base. And this has a gold stellina, which I love because most indie dyers do not commonly have gold stellina in their base, and it just looks really nice with the mauve beige tone. And Dan, Kay, what are you guys talking about? Beige is a total nice word. I believe it was their last podcast episode, or maybe 2 episodes ago, where they talked about how beige is just such a terrible word, or just such a boring word for the color, but beige, it sounds nice to me. I really like it. I think it fits the color perfectly. I totally giggled when you guys said that. So, or if I want to knit this out of speckled pink, which is the colorway from Maya of the Wool Barn. She dyes amazingly beautiful yarn. She has a lot of kind of softer tones. They're not very bright or really, really vibrant, which I appreciate. I really appreciate these sorts of colors. They're definitely my color range. So this is a merino cashmere nylon base, and it's beautiful. It is very soft, of course, and I think that would make a really neat Swedish spring shawl, and a completely different take on it than the ones that other people have been doing, which I think would be really fun. And I bet Maria would really have a lot of fun seeing that knit up too, because as a designer, I know it's really fun seeing people do a completely different take, although that's not completely different. I mean, it's a speckled yarn, but it is a lot different than what most people have been choosing to do for that shawl. So those are 2 ideas. And I would really like to cast that on soon. I've said that I will wait to cast it on until my campsite is finished. We'll see. I have a lot of things that I'm knitting right now, and thinking that I will finish up my featherweight. I don't know how good of an idea it is to cast on a new shawl, because now I just had this idea this morning to choose that yarn for my featherweight, because I thought I need to get that out of my life. I need to not get it out of my life because it's something that I will be wearing in the fall, but I need to get that as a work in progress out of my, circulating works in progress. I want to get it finished knitting, off the needles, washed, blocked, and wearable, because it's too beautiful, it's too pretty to sit in a bag and wait to be knit. And now I feel like it's a completely brand new project, which I think will be really exciting. And I always enjoyed knitting on that because the yarn was so stunning. And yeah, I just think it will be fun to knit it again. Maybe I'll do that today. Maybe I will cake up the yarn and recast it on. We will see. So the next thing and final thing that I have been working on, and this is being hosted in my brand new massive bag from Luli, and she has an Etsy shop. It is etsy.com/shop/shopluli. So you would search Shop Luli if you go to Etsy. And she sent me this massive drawstring project bag. So this is huge. Very, very, very sturdy fabric. It's a adorable with the sheep. I absolutely love the way that it looks. It is huge. It is so huge. I was shocked when I saw it. I really, really love the bag. She sent one for Tina too. So next time that Tina's on, Tina can show you guys it. I know she was really pleased with it too. It was as well a beige bag with kind of embossed hearts on it. Really pretty. So now, you guys, I have a bag that is big enough for my Cozy Memories blanket. Who would have ever thought that? So, and there's still room. And Sarah from Love Sockle was talking about how exciting it is when you can finally fold up your sock blanket or any blanket. I totally get that because I've always felt that way. I wove in so many ends. So this is the back side. You can see there are loads of ends sewn in. The only sides that aren't sewn in are the border edges. So I guess I can show you the right side. So first, let's see, what did I knit on here? I knit the squares from Kemper of the Junk Yarn podcast. I love this yarn. This is Mad Tosh. And then this one, and then this one, and then I knit this from Kristen of Wool and Vine, and then I knit this one, and I apologize, I can't remember who that's from. So I knit 5 squares. It had been so long since I last picked this massive beast up. I have no idea how many squares I have on here now. I believe maybe 100 and I would say 120 almost, 125. And then inside I have all my mini skeins and then all of my little balls that I have balled up. I hope you can see in there. I have in little bags because otherwise they get completely tangled. So I have little kind of collections of little balls. And they're from different people. Like these ones are from Melinda. There are 2 that I have left over from her. From Maya of the Wool Barn. And then I just have lots of fun little minis. And whenever I knit on my Cozy Memories blanket, I have these really, really, really adorable stitch markers. I have never shown you guys these. And it's because I keep them in with my Cozy Memories blanket and I forget to show them to you, but I purchased these from the Cozy Knitter forever ago and they are just the sweetest stitch markers. So this is the one that I've been currently using. It is a little cupcake and it's so cute. So she has a cupcake, a donut, a little piece of pumpkin pie, which makes me think of my sister because pumpkin pie is her favorite. I don't know if it is anymore, but I know when we've been little, around Thanksgiving, she was always so excited about the pumpkin pie. Whoops, I just dropped one. It wasn't one from the Cozy Knitter. And then a delicious cinnamon roll. I love cinnamon rolls. My mom makes amazing cinnamon rolls. Last time she visited us, she made some cinnamon rolls and she always makes them at Christmas, at least when I'm home. And it's something that I look forward to. My mom has surprised us and she is coming to visit us in the end/beginning of August. Or end of August, beginning of September. And I am so excited. I'm so excited. So she'll be with us for 2 weeks and hopefully we get some cinnamon rolls. We'll be in our new flat then. So that will be nice. It will be much bigger. She'll have a really nice room and we'll be living by the sea, which is really exciting. Across from our new flat is a really nice ice cream shop, our favorite one actually. So, and I'm just really, really excited. I feel like the summer is going to bring so many nice things. It's just crazy to think that now we have 2 little girls. I cannot even believe that. Elodie is such a wonderful older sister. She's so proud of Ruby. Everywhere we go, she says, look, look, look at my baby, look at my baby. My mommy had her baby. And the morning Ruby was born, Elodie came into the living room and she sat by her and she held her on her lap, and then she wanted to go into her bedroom and grab a story. The story that she chose was The Hungriest Caterpillar, and she showed it and read it to Ruby. So that was really sweet. We have pictures of that, of course. I always take a lot of pictures in general. So that's really nice to have as memories. And then Robert printed out a picture of Elodie and Ruby, 2 of them, for Elodie's photo album, because at her kita they all have photo albums, and I think Elodie loves her photo album over all of the other kids, because I've never really seen the other kids with their photo albums, but she is looking at hers all the time. And so we put in 2 pictures from Ruby from the morning she was born, and Elodie showed them all at circle time, her new little sister. So that was really, really nice, really sweet. Was just nice, obviously, to have the birth at home. Everything went perfectly well. Couldn't have asked for a better birth. It was very smooth, very, just perfect. I mean, there was nothing I would change. Elodie didn't wake up at all, which was wonderful. I don't know what we would have done with her if she would have woken during my labor. And yeah, it was just great. We're all healthy, we're all happy. It's nice to be able to go outside again now that the weather is getting sunny. It's so sunny outside today. Elodie has her first dentist appointment today. So I would love to go to the park after Kita, but there won't be time today. I don't know. We'll see what we end up doing with our day today. I have to do a bit of cleaning today. I have a little bit of laundry, just a little bit of small things. Lunchtime is soon. I have no idea what I'll make. And I definitely want to spend a bit of time knitting today. It's on my plans. It's something I really want to do. I have no idea what I'll knit. Like I said, I think that I will wind up and knit a little bit on my featherweight. So we'll see. We will see. One thing that I wanted to show you guys, and I completely forgot, goodness gracious, I should have done this earlier, is Luli has been so generous, and she is giving away a bag to one of you guys, and this bag is so cute. I love it, with the kitty cats on it. And her bags are, you guys, they really are such wonderful quality. She uses these almost feed sack like burlap bags, and they are just wonderful. You could fit a shawl in this. This is a really long, smaller project bag. Nice because you can hang it on your arm. You could knit that way, which I know a lot of people love. And her bags have pockets inside, which I didn't mention about my other one. My other one, the big one that I have, has pockets in it. So in my pockets, I keep my stitch markers, I keep a little scissor, and I keep a darning needle for sewing in the ends. So it's really easy for finding those little things that are easy to get back, to get lost in your knitting. I also keep my needles in there because they are straight needles. It's the only project I knit straight needles on. They're straight needles, and I only need them when I'm knitting a square on my blanket. So yeah. So in here you can keep your whatever you want, your darning needle, your stitch markers, your gum, your lotion, your lip gloss, whatever, chapstick, and then your yarn. So this is so wonderful of Luli, and she would like to give one of you amazing viewers a bag. So this is a just because giveaway. I will post a thread in the group and announce a winner next week. So I will ask you a question, of course, and just reply in the thread, and like I said, at the end we'll choose a winner. So for all of you cat lovers, could it be any more perfect? I think not. So I'm sure I'll have a lot of knitting for the next week, I hope. 8OD doesn't have any Kita on Monday because of the holiday. And yeah, so I hope that we have a nice week. I'm sure we will. You guys all have a wonderful week. Enjoy your knitting. Enjoy your whatever you choose to do. So I'll see you guys next week.